Hey, what's up, brothers and sisters? This is your brother G World 7 Space D, and doing another little YouTube video. Just want to just make some little comments for today. Today is the 4th of July. Like I mentioned in my last video, people dropping bombs all over the place with these doggone fireworks, man. It's sickening, man. To think that many black folks, the way we're receiving all the injustices that's happening to black folks throughout this country, that we will sit there and celebrate this day with fireworks. Now, I know that most black people just care about being with their family. They just have to be off for the day. But still, the fireworks is just uncalled for. You're giving all your money away to some company or some products that was probably made in Hong Kong or somewhere in China. And then you go to states like it's supposed to be illegal here in Illinois except for certain type of fireworks. You go to Indiana, which is the border next door, buy all these damn fireworks. Or you go, some people will drive all the way to Missouri to get their fireworks, get their little heavy stuff, or deep into Indiana because we're near Hammond, Northwest Indiana, Hammond, Michigan City, East Chicago, Maryville, Gary, Cherville, that area. That's where we're near, based in Chicagoland there. If you live further south, in the south side of Chicago, deep far south side of Chicago, we live near the border, Hammond, Indiana, where the casino's at. The Hammond Casino. Then obviously there's Wolf Lake over there. So yeah, so it's just today. Yeah, I know I smell people barbecuing. My neighbors are doing that, all on these blocks here on the south side. And yeah, they just I guess for most black people just a day off. But when the fireworks start happening, it gets disgusting because it's been really hot here in the city, and people shooting off those bottle rockets or those Roman candles and that stuff laying on your roof, it can cause a fire. So you need to be very careful with that. But I still don't understand why our people really some firecrackers going off now. They like they're lighting the whole pack, probably them little black cats or TNTs, which light up quickly. But it's sad that instead of educating our youth about our true history, we're continuing to allow people who do not look like us to inform us and teach us and to educate us on who and what we are. And that's really a damn shame. You know, I decided to get in. I'm just reading a couple books where I'm finishing up this one book I had, and I'm going to go to another book. I'll decide where I'm going to go to that one, or I may decide to change up, go to another one, or just read one of the journals I have. But that's my way of celebrating this day. It's just reading or just looking at some stuff, other stuff on YouTube, or maybe looking at some football games around the world, which I said I plan to talk about that, and I will. And it's been about a year, but I've been looking at a lot of film of the football games that played around the world. When I mean football, I'm not talking about what you call soccer or football, gridiron, or what they call Americano football, football Americano, football American, that's what it's called. But I've been looking at a lot of that, doing a lot of reading, so I've been kind of busy on that aspect. But I will start talking about that a little bit more because I'll let people interested in watching football around the world, and you going to still boycott the NFL. I mean, it's not up to the level what you call the NFL, but still, the talent has gotten so much better in these countries, man. It's really interesting that they're playing football and baseball too around the globe. I know the Netherlands has been playing baseball for years, so, but a lot of those European countries and the countries in Central and South America have been playing baseball. So. In Africa, and baseball in Africa too. Certain African countries are playing it. So I'm going to talk about that. Like I promised I said I would, but I had so much stuff to come up, doing my research and other stuff I have, which is called life that you have to tackle. But yeah, I'm just sitting down here, chilling, on a nice sunny day. Actually, today is around 78 degrees in Chicago, so that's actually a decent day. because we were having days in the 90s, like 98 to 100 plus. So I can take the heat, but if I'm indoors, you have no air conditioner, I cannot deal with that. But I can take the heat. Man, they really pop these firecrackers like crazy. Goodness. But my goodness, like, they must have had one of them big old black cat packs and just popping them. They just continuously going on, man. It's crazy. And the streets get all dirty, man. And these Negroes don't sweep that stuff up. They just expect it to go away when it rains or when the wind start blowing a little bit. So it just, the fireworks residue would just blow to someone else's house when they need to clean that mess up. So, but, I digress. I'm just sitting here today and just chilling. Did my little workout earlier, my little jumping jacks and jumping over fence and running around the track. So I feel good. Like James Brown said, I feel good. Now look at it. Now they popping them 80s now. But I'm getting back to what I was saying. We need to use these days, they're days off, but use these days as a day of teaching and educating our people. Maybe take some youth and just have them do community service, whatever, or just teach them, have them go to like a park district and have something set up where it talks about the history of black people in this country and what it's been like for us in this country, not only during the time of 1776, but our conditions in this country, dealing with the 4th of July, or on the day of the 4th of July, from 1776 to today. It really hasn't changed. We're still viewed upon second-class citizen. You have issues of immigration come along, and people come to this country where they benefit off of what we fought for. Some of these Negro leaders don't speak on our issues. They instead will push other people's agenda and then use old sayings from the civil rights movement or the black power movement and try to link them to other people's agenda and struggle, which is ridiculous. But we're at the bottom of the barrel. We need to come together globally, like I said in my last video. I don't understand why we don't do that, but you can't expect nothing to change really until we have some type of agreement that collectively as a race we need to move forward. I was watching YouTube and I do my reading. I know that I was listening to this little Asian girl. She was having dinner with this white man, and she said that when she went to Paris, of all places, Paris, France, when she went to Paris, she expected to see white people and eating croissants. I'm butchering up the word, croissants, and all that type of stuff. All she seen with Paris was a bunch of black folks. And she said that shocked her. And she was making some other type of racial stereotypes. But, we, as a people, like I said, that our condition in this country, you can parallel that to what black folks are going around globally. In places like France or Hungary, Belgium, which borders France, Germany, the Netherlands. We're catching hell. Like I mentioned in my other video, a lot of brothers and sisters are leaving Africa, as well as Muslims, are leaving Africa and trying to go and get into Europe. And the resistance that they're facing there, the racism that they're facing there, it's talked about a little bit in the media, but not as much. But a lot of brothers and sisters are going through a lot of hell, a lot of racism in Europe, because for years, so many of people here in the U.S., they'll go flee to Europe and say, and I guess they're looking for acceptance from white people, love from white people, so they go to Europe looking for good white people. When in actuality, the white people here are descendants of the devils who originally were from there. Their ancestors originally came from Europe, and they brought their devil and sick mentality here to the Americas, man. And Europe is very racist, man. extremely racist. And I wish some of my brothers and sisters get out of that dream mindset of looking for a good white mommy and daddy over across pond, which you're not going to find that, because, like I just said, they are just as racist or more racist than the white folks here. And the crap that black folks go and get are enduring in those countries, man, it's just sickening. In Spain, the racism the brothers and sisters are facing is really, truly disgusting, man. Some of these brothers and sisters, man, are just trying to just make ends meet and try to make a living for themselves in these European countries, who basically sucked all the resources out of Africa and took it to Europe and making a big, heavy-ass profit over it, then send their resources back to Africa selling it to them at a high-ass price. It's really ridiculous, man, but so I digress again. We just need to come to get like-minded black people collectively and just build and have a network amongst ourselves globally. Because, man, it's really tough for black people globally. And here in America, yeah, I feel like some of my people either have amnesia or they're just very ignorant. Many of them just do not care about what's going on. I really don't give a damn. And this basically reflects various different age groups. So some of your biggest coons, people always talk about the younger folks, but some of your biggest coons are some of these older black people. Because they sit up there, they took part, I guess some of them claimed to have marched with Dr. King or were members of the Black Panther Party of self-defense, when really they just went along to get along with the times, man, because that was the big things at the time, or of the times. And you hear them talking today, man, and it's so sad. They just out of touch with the black community, and they're the blind leading the ultra blind. Because, man, our people are being truly misled, man. And this is what you get when you have these Negroes telling us that we should not complain about the 4th of July. We should just be happy that we're in America. What kind of nonsense is that? But this is what you get. I just wish, I feel that we're being very disrespectful to our ancestors who lived during that era, man, by popping fireworks and just celebrating this foolishness when they weren't even free or considered, on equal footing as these so-called white folks, man, who stole this land from us. So it's really sad, man. It's truly sad, and I wish we could understand the fact that the importance of love of self, and with your love of self, you will want to learn more about yourself. And learning more about yourself is actually picking up a book and reading. But not only reading, go to your nearest library and do some research. In Chicago, on 95th and Halsted, we have the Carter G. Woodson Library, open Monday through, open 7 days during the week. Monday through Thursday, I believe they close like 9 or 10. Friday they close at 5. And then Saturday they close at 5. Then Sunday open from 1 to 5. And, they have great access to information. They refurbished the library. Or they rehabbed it, They rehabbed the library, and it looks nice. And it's in the, it's called one of those regional branch libraries. After Carter G. Woodson, that's the brother who came up with Black History Month, with Negro History Week, which later on developed to Black History Month. And you can go to the library, do your own research. Go walk in there, do your research. Go to the public library, or go to one, even the University of Chicago library, and do some research. They only allow you in there at certain hours. If you're not a student, I guess, but you can go to their library, do some researching, study your history, because it's all there. It's all there, but it's basically, it's not easily, it's not the quickest way to obtain your information or to know your history, because everything is it's set up for us not to want to learn it, but not, let me just say, that's not a good way to say it, not want to learn it, or set up for us as making it hard for us to want to learn our history. That's the problem. The way things are set up. It's so, you really have to dig deep to find your history. I mean, you can go to a local black bookstore down the street, whatever, but if you have one in your area, but you really have to really do some deep digging research to really truly find your history, because even some of these black historians, they're just saying certain things to remain in good favor with their white mommy and daddy and to continue having tenure at the university that they're teaching at, because a lot of them are coons, really, and they're misinforming our youth, misinforming the black community. And you hear them constantly say the same things over and over again about our history, and it's truly sad. When I'm constantly hearing people keep talking about black folks are brought over here slaves, black folks brought in slaves. Like in my last video, the bulk of us were already here in Americas. There are probably millions of black people already here in Americas, man. Yes, slaves were brought over here in America. More were shipped to South America, but just like in North America, you had black folks already there in South and Central America. All those black folks in the Americas, here in Americas, we did not all come from Africa on slave boats. Many of us are already here. All right, so, and there was different ways of people to come here, various different ways of black folks to have came here. The Sumerians, who were black, came here to ancient America. So various different black groups came here to ancient America. The Egyptians came here. The Malians came here. The Carthaginians sailed here. Various different black groups sailed here to America. We just weren't brought over here as slaves on a ship. So get that out of your head, man. That's been really ingrained in us, that believe that majority of our people brought over here on a slave ship. That is not true. Some were. I'm not one of them black people who try to deny that foolishness. Try to deny that, excuse me. Oh, no, we weren't brought, no. They were slaves brought here on a ship, but majority of our people were already here. We got to start teaching that, because we need to take and own this land. We need to own this land. If we keep claiming a land far away, which is our land too, but we keep claiming that and break away from and don't claim the land that we in right here, not only what we built post-slavery, but we were building before slavery, and don't claim this is ours and that we're indigenous to the land before any other group of people, then we'll continue to be addressed as so-called immigrants, or allow other people to box us in as immigrants. Like Obama saying America's a nation of immigrants. This is a lie, because I don't believe that people, how can you say a person who's brought over here as slaves is a damn immigrant? That's one. Or people who are already here in the first damn place. We aren't no immigrants. Those of us who have connections, you black people who are already here, we're not no damn immigrants. That's insulting. So we need to stake claim to this land here, as well as Africa. We're indigenous to the whole damn planet. But here in America, we are indigenous to this land, and we built civilizations in this land. We built that great mound culture. And a lot of those mounds are sitting by rivers, just like the brothers and sisters did in Mali. A lot of the mounds, and they use the Ohio River and the Mississippi River and the Missouri River as an ancient highway, the shipping goods and stuff. So, and a lot of the mounds are right off the riverbank. So we were able to flow up the Mississippi River and build great civilizations. Where you have the Ohio mounds, the Mississippi mounds, Cahokia here in the state of Illinois, or southern Illinois. We built that. All flow through the river, which is called the Mississippi River. Is like the Nile of the West. That's what the Mississippi River really is. So, as a people, as a nation, we need to understand that these holidays that these Europeans have created, they were never intended for, excuse me, I shouldn't use Europeans, because the true Europeans are black. That these Caucasus Mountain people who originated from the Caucasus region, who created these holidays, they were never intended for us. We need to understand that. Many of us don't want to understand that. Many of us don't want to see that. Many of us want to walk around with blindfolders on. But this stuff was not intended for us, man. And it's really insulting that our people are really popping fireworks or going to events dealing with the 4th of July, waving the American flag. Man, you silly. What the hell are you doing that for? That makes no sense. So as a community, we should use these stupid holidays of coming together, taking our children, taking our youth, and to educate them on what we have accomplished and what we have built throughout the centuries. Our history. Instead of getting this fake ass history that has been created by Europeans, man. This stuff is fake as hell. This 4th of July nonsense is fake as hell. You know, you go around barbecuing and all this stuff, which that stuff originated with black people. Anyway, the barbecue and all that stuff, all that barbecuing stuff, meat, that originated from us anyway. But yet now it's labeled as Southern culture, and now you get these white folks from this country who have fled. Some of them have fled to Brazil, talking about they want to, in the southern 3 states of Brazil, which they want to break away from the rest of Brazil, talking about Southern culture, and all that is black culture. So they took black culture from America and went to Brazil and doing barbecue and rock and roll and dancing and call that Southern culture with the food when there's nothing but black culture with their stove. So I know I'm sometimes my videos, man, I dip and dab and other things, but my main focus is for black people to let go of these dumbass holidays. Do not spend any money on these dumbass holidays. If you want to hit these racists in the ass, you hit them in the pocketbook. Do not spend a single dime on their damn holidays. Do not patronize their holidays. Do not even acknowledge a holiday. It's a day off. You get paid. Fine's a day off. But do not do not go to any grocery store. Do not go to any department store if they open. Do not go to anything where they're getting your money. And when I mean they're, the white racist establishment is getting your money. Boycott these damn days. Hit them in the pocketbook. Do not give your money away to any of these stupid ass holidays. Do not acknowledge it. Do not go to these little fireworks shows, whatever, that are held in the downtown, in your downtown areas of each one of these major metropolitan cities. Do not go there. Do not attend any of those events, man. When you don't show up, they lose money. They lose money from those vendors, lose money, but also the city lose money because it's not as much foot traffic that's going into that downtown or area, and they're buying it and going to those stores and those restaurants, spending your money. You hit them in the pocketbook, man. You hit them financially. So that's just me just saying all that stuff today, man. I don't believe in 4th of July. It's not a day for black people. It's, to me, it's a 4th of July. We weren't free in 1776. We were at war. We were prisoners of war because most of us are already here. But like I said, man, as a people, we need to get together. Do not celebrate these dumbass holidays, man. Just take this as a day off. Hey, fine with your family, but do not celebrate popping fireworks or going to fireworks shows, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is why I think that we don't receive the respect that we should get, because we're too busy honoring other people's holidays and dumbass beliefs. This is G World Center Space D, over and out. Peace and love, family. Peace.